Katana Zero, a 2D hack-and-slash game reminiscent of games like Hotline Miami, where you kill almost everything in one hit, but go down in one hit. Plus, it's got a baller-ass soundtrack. Now, in terms of scaling, it's not overly impressive with its physical prowess. We don't get an insane amount of physical attack potency feats and only a few speed ones that are noteworthy. Zero is certainly well into the subsonic ranges, as Zero, even without using his main hacks, can regularly react to bullets. But what makes Zero special and gives him an edge in the speed department is that he can slow down his perception of time. He does this by using a drug called Chronos. As I said before, it allows Zero to slow down his perception of time while granting him precognition as a side effect, which it is stated multiple times that he has precognition. This is relevant as he can slow down time to the point bullets aren't even moving, which these feats have been calculated to be massively hypersonic plus, more specifically, Mach 2466. Which, an argument can be made that him swinging his sword around that fast can create high levels of kinetic energy, but whether you are willing to believe that is up to you, as he can die to things like grenades and even normal bullets. He is also able to react to lasers and such during boss fights, which would likely give him relativistic to relativistic plus speed in terms of combat speed when using Chronos. Now, the physical scaling part is basically going to end there, as there isn't much else I can share, as Zero doesn't pull off that many crazy feats, that I can think of at least. The main reason I wanted to make this video is to talk about Chronos, as it is one crazy ability. Other than the precognition previously mentioned, Zero is immortal. More specifically, he has Type 8 immortality, or Reliant immortality by Versus Wiki standards. It also ties into his precog, as every time you die within the game, you are placed back to the start of the stage. This is further shown within the story itself, and not just a gameplay mechanic, as there are story-based events in which you die and are sent back to the start of a verbal encounter and begin to speak with the knowledge of the future and baffle your opponents. Any physical death can simply be turned back, as any time a Chronos user dies, they fall back on the fail-safe of time. Zero even fights a Chronos user named Headhunter, who says this herself, as well as, "I've died and come back, watched time expand into the infinite fractal of possibility." So basically, anytime you die in the game, it's just you using your precog to see what's going to happen, and then start again basically. Whether that's 100% accurate or I worded it properly, is something else entirely. This also giving them a resistance to precognition to a certain degree, and by them I mean Chronos user, as the Chronos user that Zero fights in this case can remember all the deaths that Zero has if you die to her a bunch of times. He also has another nifty little item, which is a music player, but it's not just any music player. He is able to stop and save points in time and is able to go back to those points in time. This is shown when you go to a casino and save time before you make a bet. See what the bet is and then go back in time, so you make the right bet. Further proving that any time he is sent back in time, or there is some variation of time manipulation, he is able to remember these things, which, once again, further gives him a resistance to precognition, as well as forms of acausality, which you can argue this is a pretty high form of it. I'll show the multiple definitions or examples of it on the screen, but this could give him anywhere from Type 1 to Type 4 acausality, as he is very difficult to kill with this ability unless he is drained super heavily and is overused or goes through a drug withdrawal, which is one of the main aspects of the game's story. So it's safe to say that even though he doesn't have insane physical stats, he has one really broken ability. And that's all I really wanted this video to be. It's just a filler video until my next one, which is likely going to be Ainz vs Gojo, as it was the one that won the poll. Ainz vs Gojo will be a collaboration video with another member from the Trinity channel, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.